Very short video today because I'm going to be going over the Guardian games, and to be honest, Bungie pretty much went over the Guardian games in the TWAB. There is a link in the description below if you want to go read the TWAB for yourself, but I'm basically just going to be recapping over what they've said in the TWAB, and then I'm going to say a couple of things myself on what I'm expecting from Guardian games. The first thing that we can see in the TWAB is these 3 new armor sets, and I'm going to be honest, I don't like these armor sets in the slightest. They seem like the most basic ones we've had so far. Whether it was their intention to go back and make it more streamlined instead of having all this fancy gold stuff coming off it, like even with the neon lighting, which is more prominent on the Warlock and the Titan, the Hunter not so much, it doesn't really have that much of an effect. So already comparing the armor sets of this year to the previous years, it is not looking good. Much like the previous year, they are literally repeating what they've done, but there's one change that they have mentioned. So apparently they got rid of the Laurels currency, and medallions are in, so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me because medallions was something we handed in on the title podiums anyway, so yeah, I'm going to have to read into this blog post in a second. They also mentioned that the Guardians Game Cup is coming around again, and it's open to all players, not just streamers this time around, which is something that's kind of more inclusive, I suppose. I'm going to be honest, this is literally just to raise money for charities, so I'll support it in that sense. If you want to give it a go, then obviously go on the 12 page and register your team, and away you go on the 2nd of May. So reading into the blog post very briefly, like they mentioned, Laurels are now out. They have literally just replaced Laurels with Glimmer, which means it's going to be less grinding. It doesn't make a lot of sense because they've not changed the formula at all. Exactly like last year, if you do basic activities, then you will get a bronze or a silver medallion. The only difference this time around is you don't need to actually buy a contender card to do it, but if you want the platinum and gold ones, you do need a contender card. Normally to get the platinum medals on these contender cards, it is doing nightfalls or higher rated activities. But they've also announced they have a new scout rifle, which is the Hung Jury. I mean, no, it's Tara Zipos, whatever that is. Apparently it's a legendary strand scout rifle. Whether this will be any good in PvE, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out when I get a roll of it on Tuesday. But the one thing I would be able to say is it might have a bit more utility than the Hung Jury does, because the Hung Jury is just a kinetic weapon, whereas this is being strand. You can kind of blend it with the strand subclass. And the only good news I can actually see throughout all of this Guardian Games talk is that Bungie is actually going to keep the high score stuff in the tower. So if you weren't around for last year, basically there are specific strikes that come out during Guardians games. These are called Guardian Games Ops Playlist and Guardian Games Ops Competitive Playlist. And the gist of it is, if you get a really high score in the competitive playlist, if you are the highest score within your tower instance, your Guardian will glow like a gold colour. Think about how you rank up with your Guardian rank. You would have something similar to that, but instead of it just appearing the one time, it will be constantly on you as long as your score is the highest. But it also says that your class item will show your score by changing colour, so whether this means it goes from bronze, silver, gold, depending on your score, that's probably what it's going to be. We can already see there is a bit of fuckery about, because they are making a new game mode for the Crucible just for Guardian games called Supremacy. This apparently came out in 2016, but they're bringing it back, and according to what I'm reading, you will be on a team of 6 of the same class, so think 6 Hunters versus 6 Warlocks, or 6 Hunters versus 6 Titans, or 6 Titans versus 6 Warlocks. And the way this sounds is literally like a dog tag game, so if you ever played a Call of Duty game, then you'll know when you get a kill, enemies drop dog tags. In this case, it's going to be a class branded crest. So it's literally kill your enemy, pick up the crest, and then voila, you've got some points on the leaderboard. But the reason I said this is going to be a bit of fuckery is because I'm just thinking a team of 6 hunters that are all in biz, it is going to be a nightmare for anybody. Not to mention if you have 6 bubble titans and they're all on the same page, that is just going to be a nightmare to deal with. I don't even want to think about 6 warlocks with chaos reach. That is just going to be horrible to go against. It's so lovely of Bungie to mention that as a final note, if we got the titles from Solstice, Festival of Lost, and the Dawning, and then you get the champ title from Guardian Games, you will unlock the Reveler title. But what they neglect to mention is if you've gilded all of them, then you won't be getting a gilded Reveler because the gilding has fallen off. How Bungie has managed to screw this up, I will never know, but here we are. Now that we've gone through the 12 post and the blog post, I'm going to make 3 guesses on what's going to happen in Guardian Games within the first week. And my first guess is that some of the medals are not going to work properly, as in when you redeem them, they are not going to work as intended, and you're not going to be able to get the seal very quickly because of it. Obviously, the silver lining here is that they removed the Laurels, so that actually would have been my original guess on what would go wrong, is that the Laurels wouldn't work properly, but never mind, they've removed them. So I suppose Bungie has learned something in that regard. The second thing I think is going to happen in Guardian Games, within the first week anyway, is Cheese Forever is probably going to post an exploit of some kind that will allow you to get a stupid amount of score. Much like we had the Revive glitch and the Hive Guardian glitch last time, there's going to be something similar this time. And because we know the Mars Battleground is going to be one of the strikes you can do to get a score, well, we know that anyway from getting the medals, that's what I'm trying to imply here. Then I'm already seeing an exploit being possible of where you don't open the doors quickly and you literally just let the enemies spawn over and over again. Or you can get to the boss room and don't kill the boss on purpose, so the ads keep spawning in. That might also be another exploit, but we'll have to wait and see. And my third guess, which is more across the entirety of Guardian Games, is that Hunters are probably going to win again. And the reason I'm saying that is because 2 years ago, the Titans won, and then it was followed by Warlocks. So it's time for the Hunters to win, because for some bizarre reason, Bungie likes to make this rotational, and not that anybody has won it twice in a row. And whilst I would love to see the Warlocks win it for a second time in a row, or the Titans win it for Zavala's voice actor, it's just typical Bungie mentality if the Hunters win it again. But of course, let me know in the comments down below who you think is going to win Guardian Games, because I'm curious to hear about it. And obviously, leave a like on the video as well. But for now, I shall see you all in the next one.